Welcome back. We have got so much left to do on this ambulance. I don't know where to start other than we'll just keep doing some interior work while we're waiting on the parts to come in for the motor. Meaning plugs, stuff like that. It needed plugs. I've never changed them since I built it, and the old carb I had on here flooded it out. So they're all fouled, and Amber's picking those up while she's in town. So we're gonna start putting the steering wheel in here. Believe it or not, I'm this far to where I got the old one out, and it's like comes out in pieces. But and this is how bad it is. This is why we're changing it. Look at this. It's junk. Be nice to save it, and we are going to save it. Maybe someday we can get it redone, because these are a little pricey. Let's go ahead and start taking this off. I've got actually the right tools to do this, so we're just going to do it the right way with the wrong tools, as we always do around here. Try to get this. It looks like it's been off a couple times. Nice and easy. Ain't no reason to go ripping on it, right? All right. There's your nut and washer. Put them on our new carpet.
That's already wet.
That's already wet because the windshield leaks. Then, got my little tool up where we need it. I'm missing my little point though. That kind of sucks. But the other thing that we did was we made sure that the steering wheel or the steering was straight. So we backed up and pulled forward, and you can see it's cockeyed. If I remember right, I believe it was cockeyed. So, and get these down in there. Just make sure he's lined up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some new bolts. These things are worn out. There we go. Get her in there deep. And no, you should not do it with this. Uh-oh. That ain't gonna work. It's my little point thing that goes on the end of this is gone, and right there we already kind of chipped up the setup here. Boom!
Doesn't have to work again?
Rowdy! Okay, so anyway, got one boy coming home with pizza, one holding the camera, and dogs that won't shut the f up. What is going on there? Alright.
There we go, we should be able to.
We looking.
Now it's a race car.
Yeah, now it's a race car. Deal. Shut up! Anybody want dogs? Oh, there it come. So that's that. And we'll clean this up a bit. So, as per usual, most of the parts that come in a kit, like this fancy billet sumbitch right here, doesn't work on this steering wheel. This is meant to be a spacer to hold the other type of steering wheels. In order for this one to work on here, I would need significantly longer bolts. And even then, the orientation is off. So, right here, this would go through here, bolt on like that, and that's all fine and dandy, except it don't fit this one. So it's an adapter that we don't need. So I paid extra for that. Well, after much cussing, discussing with myself, and looking everywhere for a steering wheel kit to fit this car, I found one in my toolbox. It's in. Pretty simple. This is an actual Mooney. They're from California, and she's in there good. And no local parts stores had those kits. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that other one. I've already ruined it, so I'm stuck with it. It's just how it is. But that thing's ready to go, and she's messing around with some things. But I gotta do a tune-up on this car. She wants to take her dad for a ride in it tomorrow, so on to these. hopefully it'll run better. So I'll get Zeppelin. He wants to fire this thing up. Let's see if she runs any better now. That way we can now adjust on the timing and stuff. It's needed that for a long, long time. At least a year. All right, buddy. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. So these two little bowls right there, those hold this in place. They kind of counter on this little thing. They just pop on there, and there is too much there for that. So I'm going to cut that carpet out of there. I know how dumb that sounds, but it needs to be done. So I'm going to do that real quick. That's good to go. Didn't even really have to cut much. It was just the insulation stuff underneath it, but she's good now. So we got brakes, we got pedal. Should be good to go all around. I am going to look into adjusting that carb a little bit. So she runs good. A vacuum's a little on the low side. So I may do some adjusting with some springs and needles and whatnots, but she seems to be okay. I can take her for a test drive, I suppose. One more, come on baby, one more gear. There it is. That's 3. She's still not happy. I'll do some timing adjustments. I've never really driven this thing through town. That was always Mom's deal. A lot better than it was. Shifting good. Damn, they just took the whole line. And the one we need is, oh, nope, we can get that last one. We're gonna have to turn around though. We gotta turn around because we gotta take a whole damn line. Will we make the corner? Watch where you're pointing that thing.
Sorry, out of service. Yeah, don't use that gas phone. It says out of service.
That's the diesel pump. Right there. Alright, will it shut off and turn back on?
Maybe.
I hope we don't get stranded here because Mom will be pissed. Alright, let me put gas in. Well, let's see if she restarts.
No.
Oh no.
After we spent $75 on gas, it doesn't turn over.
Yeah, 18 gallons, $75. The 20 gallon or 22 gallon tank. I can't remember what I put in here.
It's a normal tank, but
Yep.
it's a big boat. Are we gonna make it?
She still needs some adjusting. The motor sheet, not the car heat, the motor sheet. She ain't bad though, man. She cruises. I know what that is. This thing the accelerator pump, I need to adjust that over. We'll have to do that at home though. I don't want to do it out here. Sounds good.
Oh, I think I just sprained my wrist. Should we do donuts in the parking lot?
Hit his ass right in the head. So she's actually running pretty good. A little rich. Still wanting to do that fuel starvation thing when it's hot. Metal fuel line. So we got to deal with that issue. There, you can hear it. You can hear it right there. She wants to starve. And she's not running hot. Whatever, but let me look at something. So yeah, I think we got a fuel issue when it comes to this. Look at that. It'll just start skirting and sputtering and everything. And then this will get low. I'm not sure if we got a boiling issue or if we got another damn fuel pump. I don't know. But you can see it. That almost looks like it's got air in the line. That's a brand new line. Oh, we'll have to look into that. We're going out to eat. Morning. Yeah, I got a lot done yesterday, but not necessarily what I wanted to get done. It was kind of a lazy day, you know what I mean? It was a long week, so we did get a few things, steering wheel, yada yada. And I also rebuilt the floor in the GT350 Mustang. Didn't film a thing of it. I literally did it in 15 minutes. Metal, you know, self-tappers. He got new seats. It's fine. No need to film that damn Mustang so much. Today I'm in kind of a time crunch because Amber wants to go grab her dad and take a little ride in Artemus here. But I want to get a few more things done in that interior. You know, she seemed to run pretty good last night when we took it out. So we're just going to go ahead and let her take it. But I'm going to do a few things in here. Stereo, stuff like that. And I'll try to film as much of that as I can. Again, this is all boring shit. Because I'm so used to it, it's so easy that nothing exciting happens when doing this. So anyway, no contacts today, wearing the glasses. That way I can save them for power tour. So the first thing we're going to do, before I even start in there, is I want to put some shielding on this fuel line, because I believe this fuel is boiling or something's going on with this fuel system getting hot, because it is a metal line. You know, it's right next to the engine, it's hot. So we're going to start there. For some reason that fuel's doing what it's doing. Maybe, you know, there's something I missed, or I got a clamp loose in the back, because I put an all new metal line in this. So we'll have to look into that. Check the oil. The oil looks great, still clean. Motor's good. Well, me and the Zeppy man are gonna run to Orielly's real quick, because we've got to get a smaller gauge set for this. I wasn't gonna put a amp gauge in this, but I've decided it's probably best I do. But I'll hook it up right this time, that way it doesn't, you know, drain the battery, because we're gonna have a lot of crap running on this, and I want to make sure she's charging. So we'll be back in a little bit. Hang tight. So I got this loaded in. Did spill a little, but I went underneath the intake, and it's pretty awesome about Pontiacs is the intake is separate from the valley of the motor, and we got all that room for activities, you know. But let's get the rest of this put together. I do have the copper oil pressure line that I'm going to install. That way we ain't running around with that nylon piece of shit. Those are okay for a short time, but this isn't going to be a short time project. This is going to be driven all the time, plus power torque. So let's get that put on, and then I'll get the gauges in it. We'll test them and keep moving on, maybe to stereo and CB. Amber is back there painting. We got some vinyl paint, white vinyl paint, and she's doing like the visors and whatnots and, you know, all that stuff. So let me get this new copper line ran. It's right there, and I'll get right back with you, because filming this is it's boring. Okay, I know I wouldn't watch it. So I've been tinkering and fiddle farting ass around with this car. Drove it, test drove it, fall on its face, and all of a sudden it'll be right just where it needs to be, and it'll just start fading, like, you know, it just goes. I got the timing set pretty good. It's around 11 to 12-ish, 26 centrifugal. A little more than I like. I might change the spring, but with vacuum hooked to manifold, this one likes manifold. Every car's different. To me, anyway. I'm not getting in that argument. I've done it both ways, different vehicles, whatever. I'm not getting in that argument. But it gets up to around 44, 45 at 2,000 to 2,200 RPM, which would be cruising speed. That's about right. My problem is I probably need to change those springs, and I'll probably do that. I have a set. The other thing is, fuel pump's going out. That's three. That's three on this car. So guess what? Amber's going to Menards to get some wood for the back of this old car. She's also picking me up an electric fuel pump. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna put an electric fuel pump all the way in the back of this bastard, and that's what's gonna feed this car. I'm done. That's the third one of these went bad in this engine, and it's a brand new motor. And see it? I'll show you. So you can hear it. It's kind of fading, like the motor's not wanting to run right. Watch. Look at that. I've double checked and triple checked the lines. There's no leaks, no pinholes, no nothing. See, all of a sudden now it's full. It's failing. I checked the plugs. Plugs look fantastic, but a little wet, because I think it's jolting fuel and getting past, because these things only take about 6.5, maybe 7 if you're lucky, PSI. So yeah, we can sit here and watch it if you want. It'll start to go, but you can hear it when it starts to go. It starts losing fuel pressure, and that's because that pump, that diaphragm's bad in that pump. And that's the end of it. I'm done. She's running lean at times, and that caused it to start to overheat. So there we go. Anyway, let me show you the inside. So, stepping into the office, a couple things. Put that in here, it's out of the way. Got, I think our horn died. I had to look into that. I was gonna hit that, but looks like it died. I'll be damned. I'll have to fix that. Boy, she'll be angry. But here's my little gauges. This one is not hooked up yet. No lighting is hooked up yet. But she's running 190 sitting here. Since I got that, you know, it's sitting here getting fuel, running 190. I know that sounds strange, but that's what it is. And this is hot oil. She does good. So I need to figure out why her horn quit working. Definitely. That's messed up. Woo, she'd be pissed off about that one. So I've been messing with this thing and messing with this thing, test drive after test drive. I put a fuel regulator on it. I've done everything, and it always seems to be like it's starving for fuel. So, pulled the top of that Edelbrock carburetor off. There's some junk in there, but the gasket immediately stuck to the base. So I'm not messing with this. I'm gonna go steal my Holly off my Cutlass. It's a 750 vacuum secondary that I've never had one problem with, and poor Cutlass. Cutlass is losing his carb, but we're just gonna do it to try it. So let's go steal that carburetor. Oh, Cutlass. Sorry, girl. You're losing your carburetor for a little while. I don't want to steal parts off my Cutlass. This is the last car I want that to happen to. Hey, remember where I got this thing? This carburetor. I think I got it years and years ago directly from Holly. And I've never had to do anything to this. It's just been spot on right off the bat. It was like nothing. Nice thing is this thing actually has a fuel pressure gauge on it. Need to get the battery back in her. Her battery's all charged up. She should be ready. Well, okay. We're gonna try this. Yeah, that's not how that's gonna stay. Okay. But I don't have any more fuel line. All I've got is this right here, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. But let's see what she does real quick. I ain't touching the carb. It's set exactly the way it should be. Just gonna give her a couple of whacks with the floats. Let's see. Got fuel. Squirt. Oh yeah, she got squirt. Fire right up. I hope. Alright, we'll give you a little more. Wow. Come on now. Well, bullshit. Changed out that rotor. This thing's bent somehow. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. I had this Buick one laying around, so I stole the shit off of it. Well, let's see what she does now, I suppose. Oh, yeah, that distributor jumped. Okay, I quit. 1-843-657-2. Fire up, you son of a bitch. Wasted a whole f***ing day on this. Holy f***ing shit if it ain't fixed. There's a whole lot of things, man. Carb, and ignition, whatever. Tax right now, 190 degrees. So I can actually adjust it. Yeah. Damn it. I'm sorry, but damn it. I ain't got lights on any of this shit yet. But hell, bullshit. So I've been stopping and messing with the timing. It's getting better. I got too much in it now though. It's got way too much in it now. Check that out. We're gonna scale this bitch. Half tank of fuel. Half a tank of fuel. 5660. That's crazy. That's crazy. 5660. Damn. 5,600 pounds. Wow. I'm done. Let's go home. Well, of all the bad things that's happened, that sure is a beautiful sunset. Oh well. So, I basically lost the whole day diagnosing two separate problems: ignition and fuel. Fuel thing, close. Ignition thing, I know what it is. I'm ordering a new distributor. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this carb on this car. She's starving a little bit. Probably need to jet her. I've never touched that. Being a 5,600 pound car, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to give her a little more fuel, but I mean, it runs a whole lot better. But I think if I get a good distributor in there, I think it'll time out perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and get the right adapter and stuff for that carb, because actually that Holley Dominator still has the quadrajet style port, spread bore, and I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know. I wonder what an intake for that would be. I need to look all that up too. I hate to do that because I got such a good deal on that thing. It was never used, but I think I finally got her figured out. Steering wheel's in, interior's in, motor's tuned. I'm gonna look into a different fuel pump too. I don't like that one. Even though it's certain pressure, it should still fill that filter. The filter don't need to be on top either. It needs to be on the bottom. So I'm gonna do that too. I'll put it in the bottom, so you know, the only reason I put that up on top was so I could see what it was doing. You know what I mean? And it's obviously doesn't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the bottom. I got a lot of shit to do, but this may be it for this one because of all the problems I had. Wasted a whole damn weekend on this, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I get a different intake? Which this is complete wrong intake for this car. Although that is a torque intake. It's kind of like a Torker Edelbrock. It might be the best thing for this, I don't know, but I do need to get a better adapter. And, you know, start working on other things. Amber had everything ready to work on the ass end of this car to get it all straight, you know, with wood and everything else, but we ain't gonna be able to do that. Maybe tomorrow. If it's nice tomorrow, we can work on it when I get home from work. So anyway, see ya. Hey, welcome back to Really Dumb Ideas by Irish Outlaw Garage. Yeah, Amber needed a little help getting some hinges out of the back of this ambulance right here. So I said, sure, I can help you, but you don't want me messing with wood. This is, you know, there's wood underneath this Formica. I don't care, just get the things out. Can't wait to show her this. So as you can see, everything in this floor was rotted. That's one of the screws. That's yep. Just wanted to replace the seat bottom so you could actually use the seat. Well, yeah. Let me show you something. See that right there? Watch this. Oh, whoops. That's the old plyboard from 1960 whatever, and it's pretty much paper. So the plan is we're going to cover all this anyway, but now because we've taken this out, we've created a whole nother problem. My personal idea that I would do, ignore it. That's right, we'll get as much out of this as we can. If we have to replace a piece of wood right here, or, you know, the problem is once you get in there, that's on the other side right here. That's what it looks like on the other side. I knew that would happen because this was wide open all over. It was wide open with a big ass gaping hole right back there, and this is bad. So I can't wait to tell her about this, and that's okay, she can blame me. But yeah, by the way, did you know they had ashtrays in the back of ambulances back in the 60s? Yeah, pretty neat, huh? Now, nope, now I broke that. That's oh, there's even a lighter. I wonder if the lighter works. Looks used. Maybe I was a doctor in the 60s. I don't know, smoking while you're doing everything. So I'll let her come out when she's done doing her laundry that she said she's doing. I'll let her come out and see that. That's dominus ominous for me, because that's this is a whole new problem. Best just cut her out and put a whole new piece of wood in here. No use, you know, a little lipstick on a pig, because she's done. Anyway, I'm gonna step away from this crap, because I better put the air tool away that I used. Well, Mama come out and had a look. We both kind of knew it was that way. I did go ahead and get all the trim stuff, like this here. This is ruined. This is the original, you know, swivel for that, you know, for that seat to come backwards and forwards. You'd get all the metal off. All she's got to do is make a piece of wood identical to that one right there, and we can get this thing right back the other way it was, except for the floor. Now, we both decided, I believe, that we're going to pull this trim off of here, and we're going to try to replace some of this floor. There's some good news about how this is built, believe it or not. So that metal under there, that's 1/2 inch plyboard. So there's metal bracing all through this. I looked underneath and you can see it from the bottom. I knew it was there. So what we can do is just cut out this rot and probably replace it. But we're not going to take these off. We just want to make sure this is safe. And this Formica's garbage anyway, and we can just make sure that where people are going to be moseying around in, you know, going to have stuff in here, that this is solid. So we're probably going to have to take all this out. And we got a month and just did a little 1, 2. We got 2 months. less than 2 months. All right, that's on her. This is her department. So I've been fiddle farting around with these headlights, and well, all the adjusters in the springs except for one light are straight friggin' garbage. And guess what? Nobody in town has them. I gotta order them, so that sets me back a week. Just one more damn thing. Shit's starting to get to me. I'm getting a little mad. All that said, I have been tinkering with it and tuning and whatnot, and she runs pretty good. She runs really good. But with it as heavy as it is, it doesn't matter. We'd have to do some serious work to it to get it to be a screamer. She's slow. That's okay. I think that 750 is the right carb to have on there. I just gotta start working on some other stuff. I got new shocks. I got like I said, I'll have those headlight things coming. This going through things I got to order, which is a hard time right now. I ain't been working a lot because things are slow. Probably going to keep the wheels that are on here for this, for now. That'll be the last of my worries, just like the stereo's the last of my worries, even though I'm probably going to go ahead and stick it in there. I may start on that tonight. You don't want to see me wiring stuff, I'll just put that in. But tomorrow we're going to start by taking the wheels off, start putting this thing, make it a little safer, check the brakes, check different stuff, make sure we get all the lines hooked together the correct way, because I didn't do it the right way. I just kind of half-assed it. I don't want it half-assed if we're going that far. So I guess I'll just I'll kick into putting that stereo in. I may show some of it, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, I had Mama come out and she said just put it right there, so I did. I just used one of the bolts that was already there, drilled a hole in the bracket, stuck it up on there, and then there's 2 self-tappers on this side and 2 on this side, and that sucker is in there. Plenty of room for your feet, and I'm 6'3", so, and my seat ain't all the way back. I think we're comfy. It's all good. Okay. And then the CB is going right here. Just like that.
Mine's gonna be like this. When you have a flat tire.
I better not hear that one time out of that radio. No way. Nope.
No way, Jose.
You just grab a hold of it. Hey, breaker, there, you son of a bitch, barrel of monkey nuts. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go racing. We're going racing. We're going racing. You ever hear about racing? You ever hear about racing? We're going racing. All right, I gotta go get my brackets and stuff for that though. It's not here. Oh, I don't know, maybe we can take a little drive and go get it, I guess. Yeah. Because I'd like to get it hooked up.
Then we can test it.
And then we can start running wires. Because we ain't got nothing else to do we? Nope. Mama gets my pretty chrome tuned Cobra 29.
But we get the American.
Huh?
But we get the one in your semi that's American.
Yeah. Okay, we still got to wire up the lights on the gauges. We got a lot to do around here. All right, well, let's go. Let me just put that. That can go all the way up like that and tighten down. You got plenty of room, because that comes with a remote. Because Mama, even with her seat all the way forward, her little arms, she ain't gonna be able to reach over here. So what we're gonna do with this, now I'm gonna get my little hanger thing, like you can get and hang them, and it'll sit right here, and she can just grab it and go blah 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 blah, you son of a bitch, and then put it back. Or I'll put something up here, or because there's one on here, but there's no way to be able to get it on that ashtray if we ever get that back in there. So
it'll be like this and then cut.
Yeah. We still got to get our shift knob on here, don't we? Yep.
It's in here. It's
in there. We'll get it out one of these days. We got a special shift knob for Artemus.
Can't show you it.
All right, we'll do some wiring, and maybe we'll run. We ain't got nothing better to do. Maybe we'll run to the storage unit and get the rest of my Cobra 29 crap. Put the wire in too. We need to put the thing on the top, but we may do that in the daylight. So anyway, well, CB's all hooked up, works great. Stereo is all hooked up, works great. I just got to cut the wires for the front speakers and get them mounted. How I do that is I use the hard part of the Velcro, you know, the sticky part, and you just put it on the bottom of them speakers right there, and then they'll stick to the carpet, and that just gives you some front speakers. And I'm going to do the same to the back ones. But I got this all hooked up. I have not, you know, straightened out the wires yet. I did get this hooked up, my voltmeter gauge, and I have it hooked up key power. That's the way they're supposed to be hooked up. I just never do because I'm usually in a hurry and I hook it straight to the friggin' alternator or the battery. But any kind of power, auxiliary or on, and she'll give it the voltage, which is fine. That's what we want. We want to make sure that we can see how many volts it's got. Then she starts up. That old one wire kicks on, and we have 13.5 volts. Perfect. Anyway, now I need to get to something very special. This sucks, so we need to get a new one on it, and I have just the thing. Just taking a vice grips. Got this broken. It should come right off now, you'd think. Oh, there it is. She's junk. Just vacuum too, damn it. And let's see if we can get that off her. Yeah. Come on, get off there. Yeah. And okay. Well, no, I guess not. Okay. What the hell? This last little bit's being a stubborn son of a bitch. Get off there. Okay. Now I know this needs cleaned up. I know she needs cleaned up. Make sure we get the right. Nope. Nope. There we go. I think that one will work. And then let me double check. Yep. That one's on there pretty good. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm doing right there. That little thing right there. That's it. No, I'm kidding. Hold on a second. So I have a very, very special shift knob for this car that my buddy Buzz at roadkillcustoms.com made. This was a trial and error for him. I think it took him 4 tries, but he got this, and this is beautiful. You can see that the exact same thing that's on the back of Artemus is in the shifter. And he made this. It took a couple of different tries, I'm pretty damn sure. But this little rubber grommet goes over the top to find your size. You know, he sent me a bunch of different sizes. And then this just slides over like that. And then we tighten it down. It's like the old school Budweiser, you know, and everybody used to use beer stein stuff, you know, the draft beer stuff. So I'm gonna stick this on and let me show you what it looks like when I'm done. Isn't this badass? I'm gonna push the brakes so I don't take off. And then while you're driving, the blue light of the CV comes through it. And I actually brought it up to him about putting a little battery powered LED in here, so you can just push a button and it LEDs. It's pretty, it's awesome, guys. roadkillcustoms.store. I will put the link in the description for this, but it works perfectly. See, it comes with all these little adapters that whatever slide on, and then it's just got Allen wrench heads all the way around. There's 3 of them, and it ain't going nowhere. It's perfect. That is perfect. Great job, Buzz, and thanks. Well, other than some wiring, I got the stuff to put that against the wall. That way it's out of the way. And but everything, you know, looks good in here. Looks real good. So now let's work on some outside shit. I got the horn relay for this thing. I did get a new fuel pump. I'm not going to put that on yet. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, shocks. So I've been trying like hell to get this horn relay to work. If I run power directly to it, it'll, you know, buzz when the door's open. It's a door buzzer. Well, this thing's missing wires, and I knew it was. I had this mess up here. That's direct power when the battery's hooked up to it, and this was right here, and that's what runs, you know, everything. So this wire is actually supposed to hook. This comes directly out of your fuse box. It's supposed to hook up right there when it has power. But I'm trying to find the wire that comes out of the dash that this has power to. My guess is this goes down to the starter, and the wire that's supposed to come up to here is missing, or is this one, and, or no, is this one. This one goes down to the starter, and this one come out. Wait a minute. Yeah, holy shit. This went to the other, because there was a fuse. So this goes to ignition. This is supposed to come out and go all the way to here. That's how it's supposed to be. Holy shit. Okay, and that's supposed to have a 30 amp fuse on it, and I just used my only, I might have another 30 amp fuse. Okay, yep, that's what it is. This is supposed to go to here with a fuse that was destroyed. This is actually supposed to come back around or something. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I got other problems right now because Zeppy's little bike, he's still learning on his big bike, but his little bike, he's bored to death. He can't ride it. I bought bad gas. Way to go, Dad. Even filled the side-by-side with it. Bad gas. It won't run. So I got to drain that sumbitch too. So I got to run down and get some gas. We'll work on this in a little bit. So let's do some learning. Oh yeah, I got the motorcycle running good. Now I just got to clean out the tank of the damn side-by-side. But I don't know what happened, but junk fuel. Anyway, let's learn something together. Yes, this is a Pontiac, technically, but it is a Superior coach company Pontiac. They take the wiring harness completely out of this, and they put their own wiring harness in it so they can power all the crap. Okay. Now I took out a bunch of the big stuff that ran all the huge, you know, sirens and whirly-woos and all that shit, and I'm left with, I don't know what the f I'm doing. So let me show you what I found. Alrighty then, here we are. Class is in session. This right here is supposed to go down to the starter with this one. They both go down to the starter. This one is constant power that goes to the fuse box, which in turn sends things that need constant power to what they need to be sent to. I had this looped in here, now that I remember, just because that's what I needed to do. I had it looped in, believe it or not, wrapped. That's how stupid I was, because I was in a hurry. Just wanted to get it on the road. Okay, and this, I believe, is a different, this goes down to the starter. This is a black wire with a little bitty orange line, which this is also a black wire with a little bitty orange line. Where does that go? Well, Jay and folks, that goes to here with a fuse. Okay, so I need to figure something out there. Now I do have some of the remnants of the old setup. It's this right here. This is the old setup for the alternator, I put a 1-wire on it. So what I need to do is I need to hook this up somewhere. This here might be what I need to go over to here now, onto this thing. I'm still learning, but this is supposed to be constant power. And when you open the door, this thing buzzes, and it also runs the horn. I can probably bypass all that shit, but if you can see, I got rid of most of my wiring mess, which means I just balled it up and shoved it underneath the fender well. So let me do some more finagling here. I may have to jack this thing up, and I got to get it up off the ground anyway to put shocks on it. So here we go. Well, after inspection underneath the car, I'm going to need a shot of whiskey and about 12 beers. This motor might have to come out. The pan gasket completely blew out. Leaking oil, pretty good. I'm not sure if I can actually get that pan out of there by lifting the engine. I should have enough room, but I don't know. So I got less than 2 months and no time. And honestly, I'm out of funds for this. I haven't even started on poor Blanche. Blanche may just get an oil change and throw it on the road. That just may be the way it goes. But everything else for me on this car is on hold until I can pick that motor up, try to get that pan off of there. And if I can't get it off, I'll pull the goddamn engine. Sorry. Swearing again. I can't win for losing. Just one damn thing after another. See? Even the air compressor wants to piss on my parade. Hey, welcome back. It's about a week later, actually. Been pretty busy with the job and some other things and getting teeth fixed. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but that's okay. We can just bust right through that. When we left off, I noticed that this oil pan gasket had blown out, so they do have one for me. I actually do have a rubber one, so I may try to get that one on there. But the only way to do that on this car is we're going to have to drain the oil, we're going to have to lift the engine, and hopefully it'll come out with the engine lifted. If it won't, we got to pull the whole motor. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This has to happen, so let's just get after it. Still trying to learn how to talk with my new teeth, so you have to give me a break. All right, let's get after it. Now, a couple things need to happen when we're going to do this on these cars, and I know from experience because I've had this motor in and out like 2 or 3 times. First of all, obviously, motor mount bolts. Already got them out. Then we also have to take this off and the fan shroud, because when you lift the engine, the fan lives with it. This is metal. We don't need that problem. The other thing we'll have to do is I'll look at it as we're lifting the engine, but we'll probably have to take off the distributor cap. That way it don't hit the firewall. But other than that, we should just be able to lift it up as high as humanly possible. But we won't lift it until we get the oil drained out of it. So, nice thing is I'll be able to see, how my build looks. And see if there's any metal in the pan. That's if we get the pan off. So we'll get this off real quick. Keep moving along. Alright, starter bolts and shims. Starter's out of it. Should be it, but I think I may have found another problem. This motor sagged in the cross member. That brand new pan was rubbing. So I'm really, really hoping that I didn't rub a hole in that thing. That's a $300 pan. Well, the only way to lift this engine is with the hoist, because there's a bracing in front. there's a bracing right below the front of your crank. You can't get to it at all. So I gotta do this. Take all the shit that I already did work-wise. I'll tell you what, my jaw's killing me. I'm bleeding, just so you know. Alright. How high can we go? Probably all I'm gonna get. So let me crawl under there and see how close we are. Good news, no hole in the oil pan. That's a good thing. Bad news, to go up any higher, I do have to take the exhaust off. I'm thinking about doing it, but I'm gonna see if I can't get that pan off there without taking it down. But to put the exhausts that I have bought for this car on it, I gotta take them down anyway. So, kind of in that middle of the road type of deal. But I do have to take the motor mounts off, and that'll be fun because I always Loctite mine in. Oh, maybe I'll get you down there for some of this. You know, it's like I've done this before. You know what I mean? Don't know where the hell, but I have. So, this is gonna suck. Oh, my frickin' mouth hurts. 3/4. If I'm wrong, I gotta get right back out of here. And I'm wrong. They're 11/16. So, I'll be back. Oh, my mouth's bleeding again. This is good on the back. Ow, hit my head. This is good on the back. Real good on the back. Imagine I'm just gonna have to straight away use these. And I can't because it's too big. It's fine. My ratchet is slowly going to shit. Alright. I don't want to put my head in your way. Well, that one's gonna be a son of a bitch. Enter right there. Please don't fall on my hands. Oh. Further down the line, here's where it gets tricky. I think I got them all up there. Yep, those are all done. Remember that one there. Okay, there's all the 7/16. Now I need that 1/2 incher. There you are. So that should be all the bolts. Oh my God, my mouth is killing me. Oh. All right. Is that all the bolts? Why aren't you coming off? Hmm? What's your problem? Ow! Motherfucker, hit myself right in the mouth with a dead blow. Me. That made my life a whole lot better. Now I'm bleeding on my fat lip, gonna be having. That's great. My life. Got you. Oh, my mouth hurts really bad now. Holy shit. Probably gonna have to take the whole. I've done everything possible that you think it could be done to get that pan out of there, and there's only one way, and that's either remove the transmission and the flex plate or pull the motor. Or I could just goop the shit out of it, stick it back up there and let it sit for a few days. I don't like doing that, but I also don't want to pull this motor back out, so I'm not set up for it. My dumbass didn't put any metal under here. I gotta take the roof or the hood off. I gotta take everything off. Nuclear option it is, I think. I think we're just gonna goop it, let it sit for a minute. The gasket's all still there. Get it up on there. Son of a bitch. I think that's what we're going to do, guys. I hate to do it that way, but if I pull this hood off, pull that motor, that's a whole nother can of worms. I got basically a month, and I haven't even started on Blanche. Let's see if I got any RTV. We'll have to clean it up and get my hand down there in the pan, see if anything fell in it. Everything that needs to be where it is the back piece. Everything's there. I just have to wipe it off and hope for the best, I suppose. Got to be better than it was. We can't do that. The motor's got to come out. Damn it. That's what I get for wanting to fix a little bit of wiring. Radiator's out, fan's out, everything's out. A few more little things to unhook here. And this is doing this backwards. Torque converter bolts are out, all the bottom transmission bolts are out, the only two are in the top. I went ahead and set this engine down, sitting in the pan, it's right on the cross member, as long as we don't move, should be fine. Put some metal down. These are old VW Beetle floorboards that were cut out. They work great. I just need something so them wheels don't sink. We can pull the car back, so I ain't worried about that. All I got left, the top transmission bolts, and get this hood off, and I'm gonna drop this thing down to the ground, because putting this thing in's a damn nightmare. I can't get that engine that high, so I don't think I can anyway. I mean, if anything, I can lift her up and then hopefully, you know, drop it down as I go, but I need something to hold the transmission. She's all taken apart. Didn't show much of that on video. I'm just in a hurry because I got a month. Okay, so should be taking her out pretty soon. If I can get somebody to help me with the hood. Ain't nobody big enough around here to help me with the hood. Heavy. No windshield. No windshield. Yep, that's fucking heavy. Pull off the metal, please. Yeah, that's wild. That looks good. It's clean. I mean, there's still a little bit of oil in there. Have to get all this crap off of here. Just look how that blew out. That was all hanging out. Alright, just have to let that drain. I do have a rubber gasket. For some reason I didn't use that. I had it and I didn't use it. I don't remember why. I don't think it fits this oil pan actually. But I'll get back with you when something changes. May not be tonight, so I'll be back sometime. So this does indeed fit this, and I don't know why I didn't use it. There's no reason for me not to have used it unless I was just thinking that I'd used it already, but that's not the case. So everything fits just fine. We just have to do, you know, this stuff on the edges just like you would any other, and it should just right as rain seal her up. By the way, all the paint blew off. It's great. Good thing it's out, huh? Okay. Well, let's say I just get my bolts ready. We'll just put the sumbitch in. The way it ain't sitting here. Got most of them in. One more. Damn it. Well, let me see if I got some of those little blue things. I'll be right back. Put these studs in here. Hold this down. That is on there. See what happens. Well, ran out of memory card, so you didn't get to see it all, but it bolted down, and it bolted down good. I don't think it's going anywhere. I did have to use bigger tap bolts here, 2 more. This one was already stripped, so I put a bigger bolt in it, and I put a bigger bolt in these. Should be good to go. I was going around the line. I think we're good. Pretty sure. If not, well, then we're gonna have a leak. It's just how it is. Really, these things are supposed to have these little pieces on here that hold it, but I think we're good enough. I think we got it. I think. Now we gotta worry about this shit paint. Or do we not? Nah, we better worry about it. I got a bunch, but I'm not doing that tonight. I'm done for the night. Yeah. Teeth are fixed, and boy, did they hurt now. I'm just going to leave this thing upside down. That way no water gets in it. I'm going to put something over the top of it in case it rains. I got to pick up all this shit, and I got to go to bed. I got to be up early in the morning to go trucking. So I don't know when they'll get back. Might be a day, might be 2 days. I don't know. I'll see you after a bit. Hey, welcome back to Irish Outlaw Garage, or should I say biting off more than you can chew garage. You hear my voice? That's because my gums are all swollen because I overdid it. When the dentist says don't overexert yourself, don't overexert yourself, because right now I am in some serious pain. You can hear it. My whole gums is swollen. This is real life right here. But let me show you, it's about a week later.
No, maybe not. Yeah, no. Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday was Wednesday. It's about 4 days later, I think. I don't know. I'm on the good stuff, so my brain's kind of... But let me show you what's going on. So, of course, it rained here. So, I didn't have an extra tarp laying around. Don't know where they all went. So, I just grabbed some of my little roll of crap that I have there and rolled her up and duct taped it. That way, you know, nothing got inside my exhaust manifolds. That's what I had to worry about. That's why I left it upside down. Now, some things we got to do today. We got to get this unwrapped gift, you know, because we got to get to work. Number one, all the paint is coming off. That's just absolutely perfect. But I got a bunch of that paint. I'm gonna repaint it a little bit. While this is out, we need to get that out of there. Should be easy since there's only one bolt on this side holding it on, because, you know, that's my core support. And then there's 3 over there. We'll get this thing out, that way we get full air to the radiator. Then I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get this whole wiring thing all figured out. Don't know if I'm gonna clean up in here much more than it already is. I don't need a painted perfect engine bay. I just don't. We need to change this. That is power wire that goes to your starter, because this is a junction I made out of a bolt, because there was a big ass thing right here, the power and everything that went to that amperage gauge that's in there. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. Boy, that big ass gauge right there, that amp gauge was hooked up that way you could run all the stuff and not kill your car. This thing had a 150 amp alternator on it. I still have it. It's huge, but we don't need that. So, all right, first things first, let's get some paint on this engine so it's drying while I'm doing everything else. So she's all dried off, and I am going to go ahead and paint this pan. I used to say some words on there and stuff because all the hate I got for beating the hell out of the new oil pan that I just used to fit because it was the wrong style. This only takes one style of oil pan in this car, and as you can see, it was rubbing, and I knew it was sitting low. And what happens is these cradles, especially with these big heavy BOP engines, these cradles after a while they will sag. And what's happened is when the motor's sitting down in there, it may be level in those holes with the bolts, but it's sagging. So that oil pan was in fact hitting right there, and I knew it was. And that's another reason we took this out. It wasn't just for the oil pan. So I got to make me a shim that will sit right here. Basically, it'll sit right here, and that'll raise this one side up just enough that this will, you know, not be rubbing on that cross member or the cradle, whatever you want to call it. But the torque side is over there, so I think, let me look at the motor here. Yeah, torque side is over here. The motor will jump up this way, so that side should be fine. I just want this to be able to move a little bit, and I don't want it to go slamming down on there when you lay off of it. Had to think about it. I'm still tired and woozy. Anyway, all right, let me get the bottom of this painted, and we'll flip her over, and then I can kind of half-ass paint the top back the way it's supposed to be, because this dupe color paint, it didn't last. I came up here, we're just going to blow off some water, and off it came. It's just fine. We got time. I'll paint her a couple times. Might even get it on the exhaust so it looks completely white trash. But all right, let me get to painting. Pontiac Blue Metallic. Ooh, it smells good. Boy, this shit is running. Why? Crap, I hope I got another can of this shit. Should have. You gotta turn this big subject back over. This will be fun. Slick. What I did here was I just kind of finagled me a joint together because there was a fuse, huge fuse in the middle of this that both these wires hooked to. And what it was, look at that. Bet you never saw that before here, did you? So basically what it was, there's a huge fuse block in the middle. And these two went into that, and there was like dual. There was two on each side. One was power, you know, two from the battery to the starter. One was power from the battery to the same as the starter that went to the main power that powered all the crap that was on top of this car. That's how they did it back then. Well, I think I was in a hurry and I just didn't want to, you know, take all this crap off. I wanted to get it running just the way it was, so I just took the two lines, stuck them together with a bolt, and taped the shit out of it. It's been like that ever since, and it worked fine, but you can see it's time. Now I can just go take that, I'll go into O'Reilly's, and I'll just get the actual size that I need. I can reuse this. I could probably bend that out to do it, but I don't think I will. I'll probably just run it through that little channel. That probably ain't a good idea either. We'll figure something out on that. I could maybe make this work, but alright, a little bit further. I need to find all my ends. We need to clean out this engine bay a little better. I didn't really do a good job last time. And we'll just go from there. Moving on. Well, yeehaw. Got me a nice little run there. And got all new ends on these. All shrink wrap. They didn't have any shrink wrap, you know, regular type for something that small. So I just bought the crimp on, and then, you know, that's nothing right here. Where you at? Where you at? I lost it already. Right here. There's a transmission. That'll work for now. If I can find the cupped style, I'll put it on there, but that'll work for now. And that should be it. The only thing I got to do here is I'm going to get the pressure washer out, and I'm going to clean this out a little better. It looks like shit. Might even throw some paint on it. I doubt it, but we'll see. The other thing I did, I went ahead and put my motor mounts on. That's normal. Don't worry. It's fine. Blue Loctite, because these actually came loose. I didn't think they would, but they did. But those are all ready. Now, to remedy my problem with this side being down too far, I had what's left of my seat rails. Look at this. That will fit right on there perfectly, and I'll just drill a hole in it and it'll move with that bolt, and that should give me the clearance I need. I don't want to go too much. Definitely don't want to go too much. So this will work. Be different, you know, I could build that up. I guess I could weld this on there, but why? I just use a bolt. That way it comes out. If it's too much, I just take the bolt out and out it comes. All right, let me get the pressure washer out, get the super clean out. Let's give her the 9 yards, so to speak. All right, super clean to the rescue. we go. Alright. Got my shim marked where I want it. Steffi's playing drums, neighbor's mowing. We gotta keep going. We don't have a choice. Wasn't me. Perfect. Hit that on both sides with some Rust-Oleum so it's ready to go. We put it in. This sucker's ready to go. That just leaves nothing. It's definitely ready to go back in. All right, that's that. Moving on. Now we're taking 2 cars to Power Tour this year. Taking Artemus ambulance and Blanche our Ranchero. We ain't touched this thing and we got a month. Basically a month. So I'm gonna have Zeppelin, we're gonna kick this thing over and get her running. We'll back it up. I'm gonna let him start cleaning this car up so we can get in here and see what it all needs. It really don't need a lot. Sound deadening would be nice because, well, you'll hear in a second. Let's go, buddy. All right. Not good. So this runs great. Don't have to hardly change a damn thing. But I've had transmission trouble with this car. And let me show you what it's doing. So you can see right there, if I can get it in there. See that? Yeah, that's the output shaft for the shifter. And it is leaking like a sieve when it sits right on the exhaust, and that's the smoky seat, plus a little water, but that's what it is. You can see it all the way down the pan. Not cool. So that's super unfortunate, but we're gonna have to deal with it. We're not gonna deal with it right now. So Zeppy is gonna back this thing up a little bit, get it out from under here, and away from the javelin. That way he can spray it off. We can start looking at this thing. So back her on up, buddy. All you gotta do is put it in gear. It'll go. You got your foot on the brake. Got pulled towards you. All right. He's never done this before, so. There you go. Put her in park. He's never done it. You gotta pull towards you. Pull like this. Now up. There you go. Shut her down. Yay! First time he drove a car in reverse for 20 feet. Not bad for 9. Didn't go in the pond, thank God. All right. I'll get him set up to start cleaning because this thing is.
I cleaned it out clear.
It ain't clean now, boy. I think we're gonna get rained on. We ain't gonna be able to do shit. Make sure you put that window up, bud. All right, we need to move some stuff around here. And the reason we're not driving Javi right now, because Skylar was driving this car while we were working on the Mustang, and this piece of trim must have flew off because we can't find it anywhere here. And you cannot drive this without that trim on there, because this will absolutely just fly off. So yep, we got to worry about that. I think all the tabs are good. It just needs to trim, and I happen to know a guy. Matter of fact, we got to go there sometime this year, don't we, to get a couple cars.
After Power Tour.
Yeah. I can't hear you. What?
After Power Tour.
After Power Tour, we got to go up there, and we're going to grab a couple cars. And he has probably 15,000 trims for these, if that gives you an idea of what kind of place we're going to. But we're not going to show you the place, because
secret, and
that's our secret. And he don't want it out either, does he? He's our friend, and we want to make sure he stays happy, because we need AMC parts. So all right, let's see what we can get done before it rains. So okay, I've been looking, feeling this out, waiting on to get rained on. Hopefully not. And I am going to leave that air conditioner condenser in there. Reason being is it kind of helps with the structure. There ain't a lot up there, and it's free flowing. It's not blocking anything. Radiator's away from it, so it's getting air. I'm not worried about that. But I checked everything out. Everything looks good. So I guess I'm gonna stab this motor back in here. I got a power steering pump coming, but it won't be here till Tuesday. But we can do that after. This is all cleaned up, ready to roll. Let's see if we can't roll this damn engine hoist on the tin and wood and everything else to get it in here. This is a process. If you've seen me do this before, I don't have concrete. So here we go. What the frig? What the frig? Stay down. Stay up there. You're down some. Oh. Centered. We're not. All right. Woo! Down a little bit more. Boom. No touching. Oh yeah. And we're about right where we need to be. Close anyway. Alright, bring that trans down a hair. Just a hair. Plug wire. Put it right in. Damn it. That thing lined right up too, the plug wire got in the way. There we go. So, we'll come up with the trans. I think? Yeah, just a little. Transmission is right there. If I can get that to stay right there, we'll go down a hair. Dog fence. Transmission's crooked. Yeah, transmission's crooked. Go back up there. A lot. Let me take a look at this real quick. Holy shit. She's in. Just like that. My trans bolt. There's the trans bolt. There's the trans bolt. Trans bolt. Come on. Come on, get in there. Well, get the. All I need is get one in. Get halfway tight. One. Let's drop the motor hair. There we go. All I need was a hair. Maybe a little more than a hair. Drop the train. Bolts hit the firewall. What you gonna do? That works. Whoa! Oh yeah. Like a glove. Get this all back together today. Just like that. Let me get a wrench and I'll bring you in there. So I hear all the time, I see people I talk to, or I see people on YouTube that say, oh my God, I don't have any concrete, so I can't do engine jobs here. I can't do anything here. Bullshit. Bullshit. Top bolts are in. That thing's lined up and ready to drop. Okay? You see how fast that was? That was not a time lapse, folks. Not a time lapse. All I got is my shitty old Craftsman floor jack, this engine hoist, and a little patience. Right in the hole. So let me start putting things back together where they need to be. I need to put the motor mount shim that I made, needs to go in there, and boy, my mouth is starting to hurt. You can hear it in my voice. But yeah, I just got to hook up my grounds, get everything hooked up right, and I'll start running the battery wires, alternator wires, power steering. We'll be ready to go in no time, guys. Well, all back together underneath. Had a little trouble with the exhaust, but that's it. I was gonna put the inspection cover back on this, but I don't know where I put it. And it's for specific to Pontiac, you know, because the starter over here. I don't have one, I don't think. No, I do not. It's got to be here somewhere, or it's in storage. I'll get it, I'll put it on. I want that on before we go anywhere. So, not sure if I want to do anything else with the motor yet, or if I just want to put shocks on the front. I mean, I can set it down and relift it, I guess. My main concern is the oil leak, so let's go ahead and drop her down. I'll finish putting the top on it. We'll fill it full of oil. Let me change that oil filter real quick, and then we'll get to it. But so far, so good underneath. That and sassy right back where it needs to be. So, all the wiring's hooked up. I do have to get rid of all that crap in the back. Oh, my mouth is starting to hurt. That should be good. So, just for curiosity's sake, put a battery in it. Double check, make sure we ain't got nothing gonna start fire or nothing. This is a battery that was actually in Blanche when we got her. And she seems to do good. Get all our wires out of the way. Like that. Nope. Flip her around. Ground. There's ground. Positive. Now, we should have power to everything. Make sure that's not touching nothing. Let me double check. Yep, the fuel pump works. Woo! All right, let's start wiring this bitch.
Everything is hooked up. Don't have any water in it yet. Now I'm not putting that antifreeze in it because I may try and find a different radiator for this. So we'll just fill it with water. All right, let's get this oil in here. So I use Rotella in my truck, some of the older vehicles, but my new builds, I'm not going to. And a lot of people are following suit. I don't know if they're watching me or if they've actually done research, but Rotella don't have the right amount of zinc, the right zinc, or anything. It's the f***ing salesman told me that. So why would anyone keep telling people it's the right stuff? It's not. So we're going with the VR1. I love Valvoline oil, always have, and it's just what we're doing. Plus it's 2050, it's a little heavier, and it's got everything we need. We don't have to add shit. There's already about a half a quart in there. This is 5 quarts, and then I've got the other half there. I put a half a quart in the oil filter. You don't have to do that, I like to. So let's turn this around. So we got to start her up. Let's see what she does. That starter needs another shift. I thought there were 2. You can hear that tick, 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 tick. That's the exhaust leak, and it is, in fact, the choke heater. Basically, that's what pulls the choke on the old school quadrijet. Yeah, that's all that is. I can get that plugged. Pretty well lined out in here. Got a little wiring to do over here. A little bit of get her cleaned up. Not a big deal. I'm going to get a different plug wire so it can go behind too. I want them all behind, and I got hangers to put them on. Get that wiring mess cleaned up. But if you notice, it's nice and smooth rocky now. Torque side moves, so that's a good thing. Runs a lot smoother. A few little things to work out. I am going to change that fuel pump. Don't care. This thing will go sporadic bananas and then get down to 4 with nothing, then come all the way back up here and start doing this shit again. Yeah, fuel pump. Big time. It does like this 750. I'm going to have to jet her up a little bit, I have a feeling though. But in here, sitting under 190, 14, about 50 pounds of oil pressure, 48 pounds, hot idle. Do need to get a starter shim in it. Wow, that sounded horrible. I knew there was one more and I don't know where the hell it went. I'll just have to look for it. But anyway, guys, I would say inside and motor-wise, we're done. I would say. So other than putting the hood on and cleaning up some wiring, you know, maybe different radiator, maybe. I'm not going to show you all that crap. I'm just going to get it done. We'll get the hood back on it here as soon as I can, and we can focus more on the back. This is pretty well done. Pretty well done. I need to get the brakes adjusted. I need to get new drag links on the front drag bar. They're bad. I already had them. I've had them for a while. I need to change those.
Transmission looked good. Got a new power steering pump coming. And maybe exhaust. Maybe exhaust. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that because, well, Blanche back there is leaking transmission fluid out the shift lever really bad. Like right on the exhaust. Only when it sits. So, I don't know. Once it gets hot, it quits leaking. We'll have to work on that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Please like, share, subscribe. Merch stuff coming. Merch is coming. I'll put what I have down in the description. Thanks to Super Clean. Thanks to Lugnut guys. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Poppy's Patina, who has donated their time and effort. They are helping me out tremendously. And thanks to Strikehold. You guys, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one.